Oh my god, hello and welcome to Let's Drone Out. Tonight we are joined by Andrew / Frank.
Hello.
I can hear myself.
Was that a swear word from Curry Kitten as he adjusted his
old
chair?
man. Oh, I'd better sit up. We're live with a.
I'm sure I heard a swear word when you went. I think you went OF like that.
No, play it back. It was oomph.
Andy RC.
Hello, everybody.
Now available on Bumble, Tony the Tart.
Bonjour.
So I get 2 a.m. I get a text from one of my ex-girlfriends. Is this your mate Tony? I'm like, yeah.
What, you matched with them as well?
No, well, no, it's on Bumble, so obviously Tony was stalking her.
Hang on, for the people that are married, what is Bumble? I presume it's something like Tinder. Is it? Is a swipe
it's proximity Tinder, yeah.
But Bumble is better because, like with Tinder, when you match with somebody, or like you can just message each other. But with Bumble, the girl has to make the decision to send you a message.
Yeah, so, they never do.
She's too busy laughing.
I swipe right, get yeses, and then they never fucking.
Do you really?
Stop swearing.
Do you really? Usually when I get a match, I get a message, but seeing as I hate everybody, it usually just ends up in an argument, and we. I don't hate everybody. I just mean I hate.
I think that's the best way to start a relationship. Start as you need to go on in an argument.
I just think men and women are incompatible in general, and the ones that say that we are not are just kidding themselves.
Yeah.
And Curry Kitten.
Family friendly.
Curry Kitten seems like he's got a good deal going on there. So except for Curry Kitten.
And I'm Janet, right until I fly.
Janet Suits. Have you changed your name because you've changed your hair?
No, when I saw...
You had your hair straightened and now you're called Janet.
That usually means that he had to go to do some... Then again, he didn't straighten his hair for the UK drone show. So it usually means he's had his hair cut. That's what it means. Have you had your hair cut?
Yeah, I went and saw Chloe and she cut my hair. She was like, let's see how long it is. Let me straighten it.
It was
like, all right.
Girly last night, though.
Oh, mate, I know, isn't it?
It was like...
I literally phoned you up and you were like...
What would I look like as a girl? And then Jack turned up on my FaceTime.
I'd probably swipe right.
You people are having secret FaceTimes now without us.
I phoned you. I phoned you loads.
You did.
You didn't answer. Not my problem.
I did answer. Well, when I didn't answer, I rang you back. It was usually because I was outside.
Will you ever answer if I ring?
Yeah, of course I will.
You not decline Jack, but accept Tony.
Oh yeah, there was an Easter egg in a video, but I told Jack about it.
That's fine.
Because I was filming a review, and it was up on the phone, and because it was like a GPS drone, and Jack rang me, so it came up call from Jack Nath, and it said answer or decline, and I thought, well, I could easily cut this out because I'm changing multiple angles, but I thought just for Tony, because I know he would love this, I put a circle around decline and then made it flash very good because I knew Tony would like that.
Someone needs to send me the link for that video.
I was like, as soon as I watched Andy's video, I was like, is that an Easter egg? Well, funny, decline Jack. And he was like, yeah, that was for you. Just for you, Tony. And I was like, brilliant.
For you. And the Type R thing was just for you. But it's really hard to put Easter eggs into videos, and I know I put out so many videos that they don't all I don't expect you to watch every video, Tone, but
I do every morning with me cup of coffee.
I'm gonna have to think of more Easter eggs then.
Please, it amuses me.
I've definitely got some Easter egg material if you want it.
This entire show is an Easter egg, but apparently I don't understand them. Apparently there's certain finger codes that go up that mean things that I don't have a chart, so I don't.
Frank's got a secret word to quell me when I'm being an arsehole.
What, like a safe word?
Yeah, it's
What is it? What's the safe
How
word?
have you forgotten what it is?
was it melon or something?
No, it does begin with M.
What was it?
Malin wouldn't work because you're always calling each other Malins.
Oh no, I never call him a melon.
I don't know.
How you doing, Frank? I haven't heard from you. Like, you've rung me now and again, and then I get a message saying, like, did you know pandas were in Minecraft? And I was like, no, but are you all right? Do you need...
Well, I keep ringing you and then never hearing anything. It's declined.
Trust me, you don't want me to answer where I am.
No, don't
That
ring him
time.
if he's on the loo.
Yeah.
Big mistake.
When I rang Jack, it was at some art thing that he used to work at or something. Jack's an artist, and I learned something new there.
Yeah,
I'm an
well,
artist.
Is it my...
Fucking
piss
piss
off.
artist.
No,
Yeah.
swearing.
Oh, I didn't swear, did I? I'm so bad.
Is piss a swear word though?
No, it's the prefix of that one.
I
Yeah,
think I said F first.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
Sorry.
I've heard
Sorry,
I've heard them say that on The Simpsons. It's fine.
Do you think if we change this to a Tourette's friendly FPV podcast, then iTunes wouldn't have a problem with it?
Well,
Like that would be discriminating.
Yeah, we could like claim it as like a mental illness, and then
yeah,
we're
my
allowed.
brother and his family call me Tourette's Tony. I go around there and the kids are there and they're like, shut up. I'm like, sorry, I totally forget. I'm not, don't have kids or.
That's you Southerners, that is. Every other word's a swear word. It's just how it is.
Oh, you Northerners, the C word's a term for endearment.
No, it's not. It
It
means
is.
no, it's not. It means you can't do something. That's what it means up here.
Oh,
I couldn't do that.
so they got a
Me-
problem with me breathing.
No. It's like it's not a swear word. I'm allowed to say this. Like, say, you know golf. Couldn't do it. That's not a swear word. That's allowed. You
The
don't
C word is so endemic up north, it's actually in their place names. If you look at Scunthorpe, that was banned from AOL when it first came out for having those letters in the right order in the middle of it.
There's a good Tom
Really?
Scott video on that.
Was there? Oh,
Yeah.
man. What was his latest video? I've just watched. That man's a legend.
Janet,
What?
do you know you've got Tampax and stuff?
Yeah.
Have you got any lipstick you could put on tonight?
No.
He will have, surely.
No.
Bit of your eyeliner, Janet.
No. No,
Janet / Brighton till I fly / Jack.
What are you struggling for material or something,
Good
Tony?
boy.
There's the internet out there, you know. You can find all sorts of. You don't need Jack to put eyeliner on and look like a little. RDF.
Zero FPV.
Pardon?
Zero FPV. How you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, don't take my job away. There's no point me being here. then.
RDFPV says, "What's up, Andy RC?" So I just want to. I know RDFPV. He donates a lot. So
In a very vague attempt to get back to topic, has anybody flown anything recently? Or is thinking about flying anything? Or is building stuff or perhaps just destroying stuff by touching it?
Yeah.
I've caught a bad case of the Franks lately.
Shit blown up.
what? Your fat
Yeah.
truck started screaming at you today.
No, it's like I fix everything with hammers. I got some solder splash on a board and one of the Matex board, and that blew up. So like with the Matex board, you got these little horrible ribbon cables,
Yeah, a bit
and on the
annoying.
back of it, there's like open terminals, a little bit of solder splash on that, and yeah, like
That was it.
yeah.
Ruined.
absolutely fried the board. What else did I manage to destroy? My time capsule. So I've had this 9 years. It backs up my computer.
You're supposed to bury time capsules, Jack, not have them out.
Yeah. So this is how bad it was, right?
Just to explain, a time capsule is a backup device for Mac.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You know why it went wrong?
Look, look. See how shiny it is? It's because it's covered in electrolytic, like, gunk. And what happened was one of the caps let go, and then I was like, "Oh, fair enough." And it was all kind of like.
Are you sure it's
dried.
electrolytic and not ectoplasm?
Yeah, so
know.
it dried on the
Change it a
power
bit.
module. Now I thought, this is warm; it would have dried it. And let this be a lesson to you: if you find something wrong with something, and you know what it is, don't just stop looking there, because when I flipped it the other side up and then started working on it, all the electrolytic went all the way down, and absolutely, when I switched this on, it went very bang. So, yeah.
I think the lesson that
MJ Tech.
I think the lesson that you should have learned was not to buy Apple products. Is what the lesson.
That was a bad time for me to join. I will defend them with all my might and honor.
Aha! They're
Yeah, it's in the
multiplying.
house.
MJ looks like have you moved house? What's going on?
No, I've
3D printed
I've sort
new
of redone my room, slowly reorganizing my quad room. So yes, there's all sorts of new.
Look at that.
and storage stuff. There's still like drone parts, like there's drone stuff everywhere, and there is down that end. And yeah, I'm slowly expanding all the units here to. I've got a storage problem. Let's put it that way. I know you shove everything in your garage, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
all the bin.
Yeah, I'm
That
trying to keep it all here.
That 3D printer looks like how my car looked when I was 17, and I put all neon lights underneath it, Fast and Furious. No,
Yeah.
I know you've been doing a lot on 3D printing, and it's been very impressive on it. Yes,
It's been a really interesting journey, and yeah, there's going to be a video fairly soon talking about that 3D printer, and the problem is now I'm at the point where I've started to get the footage to talk about this 3D printer, and I've so heavily modified it that it's kind of not the 3D printer I was sent to review anymore.
Yeah.
So there is that slight issue, but I mean, it's all done with itself, if that makes sense. It was all parts that it's made for itself in a very Skynet Terminator kind of way. The robots are coming.
The thing is, as well, is I mean, it's you really do need to modify them as well. That's the thing, pretty much for all of them as well. I'm sure there'll be a time when there's a perfect one, but there's always I mean, it's a 3D printer. It can print anything, so you're always going to be able to improve it. So
Who the hell is that?
Hello, Tone, me old love.
What's up, NJ? You all right?
I'm all right,
I
mate.
think
How
I'm
are you?
pregnant.
I've just got pregnant. Just
When
looking at
did this goatee come from? Who's told you to grab? Everything's changed. I've go away for a few weeks. Everything's changed. Tony's got a goatee. Jack's buying stuff up.
and his hair straight, and I'm wearing a t-shirt. You're
What's the
absolutely
point?
right.
Yeah, what happened there? Did they teach you to be civilized or something?
Climate change.
Like the little one-liner from Frank. I've even broke my keyboard.
Oh
I
my
managed to
God.
get something under that and rip.
I don't want anything fixed by you now.
No, I know.
I'm liking the straight hair, Jack. It suits you.
It really does. I
feel like I should validate your parking.
It's
I feel
Janet.
like a bloody secretary called Janet. And I have Wednesdays off.
I think you look a lot more like your driving license photo now.
Oh, shut up, Frank!
Yeah. We were at the
Oh.
UK drone show, and Andy runs up to me. Was it Andy or was it you, Tone?
Tony, I was chatting to the BMFA. I got my wallet out and I instantly got mugged. All he needed was a moped. He's short enough to be one of those.
He goes, look who this is. Who do you think that is? And I couldn't say. And it was,
You didn't have a clue, did you? No, that passport,
We all have phases.
that driving license, right? If I've got Jack, I've got that now. That is.
Yeah,
that
but
is packed up on about 10 different hard drives just
the
because I don't want to lose it.
You've both got stuff on each other. Is the issue?
Yeah,
I know,
There's
but
a
if
there's a
Jack
fo-
pulls one out of the card, I'm going to show
There's a-
everyone that.
there's a folder on Jack's computer that says "Naked
Naked
Tony."
I know. I've got him just after a shit when he's first got up. He's flexing in the bathroom. Like, who does that? He actually flexing to himself in the bathroom. You having fun
That's
there,
my
Tony?
Bumble. That's my Bumble pictures, you idiot.
What does
Oh.
flexing mean? Because I thought flexing now means when you are showing off like your car or something, or how much money you've got.
No, like
You mean
flexing
like-
muscle. Yeah, like
Ah.
Giving it the guns.
yeah, like really enjoying himself. Got distracted.
Welcome to the gun show.
Was he doing the little kisses and?
I can review the footage. Hang on.
Right, I'm finding it, Jack.
What?
Hey,
Oh,
Win
look at that.
Davis. Look at that.
As soon as we start talking about Tony's gun show, out comes the camera.
You know what
Hang on,
that is?
Win.
Out come the super.
Well, I did say we
What
should do an
has this
LDO calendar, but no one but me was up for it.
That's NJ coming on.
What has
Right,
happened
for
to this
20
show?
quid, you get one of these, Win. Here you go, buddy. Thank you very much.
What is the what?
Hey, 20 quid.
Thank you, Win. I've got to edit this out. Oh, God, it's very on fire.
This is what happens now.
Look at the size of it. Thank God she didn't use any hairspray on
Oh,
me.
God.
What is it, and why have you got it?
Firework.
This is good fun. I'm slightly scared.
They were supposed to be mine.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I know. You didn't come and see me.
Sorry.
Anyways, I want to talk to NJ because we haven't.
I will quickly say while this sparkling event is going on, Pesky, Sly Old Fox, MC Creations, all the guys who've said hello, and yeah, thanks. Good to see you guys too. Mikey Dread, hey guys, I'm sorry it has been so long, but
Thank God that's over.
good to see you all. Right, show's over.
You've been on tour though, right? You've been away. You've been very busy.
Yeah, I pretty much had 7 weeks of mentalness with work, so it's meant pretty much everything is halted except for I did take away some 2S whoops with me to have a little mess around with those, which I did put a video back up for those that caught it of some of the locations I was in traveling around Europe, which was a lot of beer gardens, as one commenter.
How was Sophie?
I wasn't with Sophie.
Oh.
I haven't seen Sophie for a long time, but yeah, it was really good. It was good. It was tiring, and yeah, and I've obviously got a mountain of stuff to do now. I'm back with regards to reviews and bits and pieces and play catch up. But I was quite surprised to see. I was having this chat with Andy actually that not as much has changed in the course of a couple of months that I'm used to seeing change within a couple of months. It feels like things have perhaps slowed down a little bit. I guess we're end of season now. We start to see people pack up for the winter, and those that are a bit more hardcore will muscle through and fly from the car and out in the cold if they're really mad. But I mean, what's people's opinions on that? Is that in my head, or does it feel like it's slowing a little?
Jack, you got to light another one.
It's a fiver.
Cheers, Joski. What's a fiver get you? Hey, a sparkler.
Wait a second.
So a fiver is a sparkler. 20 quid and above is a.
Can I just
I
ask?
don't like the 20 quid ones, man. They're really dangerous.
Can I just ask? Are these items costing more than the donations? Because that would not make sense.
No, that would be totally LDO.
So basically, anything over £20 is either going to involve nudity or enough fire to basically send Jack to his death.
I'm getting my phone ready to dial 999.
How much for Jack to have to hold two of them and wave them around? So
Oh, God, that's 40 quid,
40
mate.
quid, isn't it?
Ooh.
Oh, dear.
Anyways,
I don't want to. Three of them's a whole packet.
to answer NJ's questions, the only
Oh.
thing that
Number one.
doing it
MC
now.
Creations, thanks. Here comes your sparkler.
I feel like we've become like I feel like we've
This
become
is just a one-off, man. When I run out,
I
oh,
feel like we've become cam girls. It's like
This is basically what
it's like
real webcam,
Put it in your mouth.
webcam girls.
but I'm not putting it in my mouth.
Yeah, man.
put up,
Oh, Jesus.
put up your bum. Oh my god, what's he doing?
Well done. Thanks.
Al
MC.
Wishy FPV, NJ can have your Octoprint login so I can print you a surprise. You know, that might be something quite funny.
Oh, that'd be
if you run that.
hilarious.
Just let
Wouldn't it?
people control that by logging into my Octoprint, and they can
What's
set
that?
something printing.
You just get prints
My
of
filament
dicks,
settings.
like massive dildos.
Yeah.
What's
Of
Octoprint?
course
Like
we
a remote 3D printing thing?
Yeah, it's a web interface. You basically attach Raspberry Pi. It runs a little OS which is developed called Octoprint, and that will give you a web interface that you can use over a local network. So you just log in via your browser, and then I can control everything on the printer and chuck stuff up to it. So basically, not walk over there and put an SD card in it anymore. But I mean, there's other cool things. So you can do like
You got a
there's
webcam, haven't you?
There's a webcam on there, so I can do like time lapse stuff and.
Not
Yeah,
only that,
it's
it
super
stays
cool.
in the same place, the thing as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, you can tell it to basically do a layer, to print a layer and then move to a certain point before the picture's taken, and then move back and do another layer. And it makes the print a little longer, but you end up with these really cool kind of octolapses that look super cool. But yeah, maybe I'll consider doing that. Rob Britton, $8.99. I love that. I love the $8.99.
Two sparklers that had.
$99 though, that's so retail. It's
Cheers,
brilliant.
Rob Britton.
That's so brilliant. Thanks. Cheers, Rob.
Oh god, I'm not gonna lie, lads. It's getting a little bit hard to breathe in here.
Keep going then.
Oh, it's only stuff like sulfur, and yeah, but you'll be fine.
I'm
for it.
considering donating so you can have one of those massive ones going, because that was fun.
Oh dear God, what have we started? You know this is going to get worse. We're going to have indoor fireworks next time.
Yeah, if I can, I can
Hey,
order them.
is that two?
Yeah, it's two. Look. Whoa.
There
Look,
you go,
I can-
Rob Britton.
I can cross
Two
the
sparklers
streams
for you.
and stuff.
Very exciting.
Are we breaking YouTube's community guidelines here
Like
somehow?
having fun, probably.
Well, yeah, yes, exactly. Anyways, I want to answer NJ's question that happened.
I
about
still want to
10
answer the
minutes ago.
first one before the printing thing.
What's that?
Are we flying outside in the cold?
Yeah, no, that's the one I'm answering.
Oh,
So-
okay. Well, you go first.
So the thing that has changed is the whole tiny whoop thing, and it's really confusing because a load of tiny whoop. Just as I predicted that when it came to winter, a bunch of tiny whoops would be released, and this time they're good enough now to be brushless. So basically, it's killed off really the brush tiny whoop. What's confusing is they're all coming out as 2S. And they're too powerful to use indoors, and so that is really the only thing that has changed. And it's a real pain because I've got two to review. I've got the GT7, the GT8, and I've got to go outside to review them, and it's blooming
Throttle
like.
limit, Andy, in beta flight.
Oh yes, yeah. Actually, I spoke to Painless today, and he's going to be doing a video on it on ways to all of the different ways. Just you did a video as well, didn't you? But there's like all of the different ways.
I did, because we were talking. Some guy was talking to us at the drone show, and Lee was talking about what he used in OpenTX. I was saying if you use Betaflight, you could do this, which of course doesn't rely on a particular type of radio. But I don't know if you've tried the King Kong ones yet, but I found them to be, they're 2S, but you can fly them indoors, because what they've done is they've just reduced the prop size and reduced the kV of the motor. So you've got less power going in there, just creating a lot of noise and not a lot else. It's a bit pointless.
That was my initial impression of them, is like they've got 9,000 kV motors where the others have all got like 19,000 kV motors. So I thought, what is the point of them being 2S? So that was my initial impression. So maybe I can do them indoors. But there seems to be I think what it is that like the UK, when we have winter, it's really cold. But there are places, you know, on the round Earth that it's not so cold, so that they can still enjoy the 2S tiny whoop outside and not have their fingers turn blue. So perhaps that's but for us it's not making sense to me, and we're having to come up with throttle curves and different like Painless has got his solution was that to have it on a switch so that you've got your throttle expo for inside, and then you flick a switch, you go outside, and then you've got your full range. Tony, what are you laughing at?
The chat. Jerry Squire, how is the money sent on the chat? Question mark. Also, what is it used for? Green patches, drugs, Southwest Kitty, sparklers.
I bought the sparklers and fireworks out of my own money.
Male prostitutes for Tony.
Oh fucking hell! I've got Janet.
Stop
there,
swearing.
look. Sorry, we're doing a thingy show for the swearing people.
We haven't actually got the money out of the thing yet, have we?
No, we need to
forgot the
tie.
password or something.
We need to tie down both Tony and Jack in the same room next to a computer and get the details.
All the money goes back into LDO, guys. We don't take any of the money at all.
It does stuff.
It
for
pays
editing, it
for
does stuff
editing.
hosting, so web hosting.
Where's my beanie, by the way? Didn't I buy a beanie
You
ages
did
ago?
buy a beanie. It's here.
That did not include delivery.
Yeah, it's here, it's yours.
It's collection only.
We got like 0.005 subtext at the bottom there, the really small print.
Yeah, collection only.
It's in Braille.
From Brighton.
I would have sorted it out last weekend, but I
I'm
was at
gone.
work.
Who's got them? Who's got the beanies at the
I've
moment?
got one. Well, I've got one here. I've got NJ's here, and all
Mikey
the rest
Dreads.
are still with Menace. I'm getting them from them this weekend on Sunday when we go to Popham to do some testing for Mini Air Show.
Mm.
So it's going to be a Popham again mini air show, is it?
Oh, look! We've got a quad-related question. Final question,
Jesus.
please. My current quads have F3 flight controllers. I'm about to build a new one. Should I go for F4 or F7? Well, considering the price difference of either of flight controllers, F4 or F7, then the sensible hat would say just get an F7 because there's almost nothing between them anymore. But an F4 is plenty. You've got absolutely tons of headroom with F4 still, nothing to worry about. Plenty of flash space. We're not running out of room just yet. But if it was my choice, I would say just for the few extra pounds, just go for the F7. Get it.
Does the F7 have inverters, automatic inverters on the UI?
Yeah.
In that case,
F4.
Yeah, which makes it so that makes it even better. So yeah,
The only thing is,
go F7.
there aren't that many F7 choices though, aren't there? Like Maytech and what's the other one?
The Kakuti's mentioned in the chat, which is really nice. That's in the Holy Row or Holy Row.
Yeah.
But doesn't the Kakuti have the? I'm really against these flight controllers that have got the soft mounted.
I was wondering where he was going there for a minute. Then I'm really against people of the same sex getting married. You know, like, whoa, Andy, whoa, what? I'm
actually considering marrying
Same
Tony, so that wouldn't make sense.
I'm
forgot
open to that now.
You can't marry him because he's married to me first.
That's true.
He's got to divorce me before he can marry anyone else.
Tony, what IPA is that? Is that the mango one, or by the way?
This one is East Coast IPA.
I've never drunk beer, but we went at the UK drone show. Tony got me addicted to IPA because he bought me one, and it was so tasty. It was like mango or something. What is IPA?
It's just a really hoppy beer.
Yeah, pale ale, but what's the I? Was it Indian?
Yeah, it comes like Indian IPA, but it's like really it's American hops. They're really hoppy, and then you can add like fruits and stuff to the beer as well. Just makes the beer taste.
I do love a pale ale. Weiss beer, the Germans call it. Very nice indeed.
I'm very uneducated. In fact, like when we go to a bar and someone like says, "Oh, let me buy you a drink," I have like no idea what to say.
Well, that's why I got you an IPA and said, "Try this."
There you go. Yeah, so I need to learn about it because I.
And now you're in. I love IPAs.
Because I always hated the taste of beer, but those IPAs, man, oh wow! I was like, wow, this is heaven. So yeah,
they are good.
I'm into it. Yeah.
I was trying to think this whole time of something that I could show you that I've printed with my new printer that's quad related, because I've printed so much stuff that is just random junk.
What I want to see.
Look, here we go.
Oh, a tiny whoop. But it's a Mobula 7 box.
Yeah, a little Mobula 7 box out of PLA with a different coloured top. Yeah, which I've put on. But yeah, that
is that
nice.
This was good for travel. And this is one of the ones that I took away with me. You get all your bits in the bottom.
NJ is now
PLA.
into Tupperware.
Tupperware with NJ. But I've made so much random.
I would,
random stuff. Print in place.
That looks like something that me and Andy need.
looks like what that needs is a bit of TPU for softening it up a little bit.
I might have made that as well, just because you can.
Oh, that's cool.
You can print stuff like little.
Was that whole thing printed? Could you print a gun?
That's all printed parts. It's crazy.
Can you print a gun?
You know this printer.
They're the community guidelines.
100.
Oh, we are screwed now.
Don't get me started.
I've made so much fun.
Can we load one of these in there?
How's ours for the where's the turbines? Up there somewhere. Where have I put that?
I like the fact that most people, when they get a 3D printer, spend about 10 hours printing like a really crappy, what could be a McDonald's toy. NJ's printing like crossbows and moving things instead.
Okay, on that note then, let me just show you this, because this was actually genuinely one of the first things that I printed.
Oh no! Oh, shut up! Pick her off. For anyone listening just in audio, he's printed a jet engine.
That is ridiculously good.
So that's PLA and PETG. I did spend quite a long time working on honing the settings to get this to print really nicely. But yeah, that kind of thing is
you getting divorced soon?
Can you print a printer?
Yeah.
I guess you probably could, yeah.
This is what people are saying. If I were to get a 3D printer, print a 3D printer and then send it back.
That's the rep project.
This is why I said it's very Skynet. The first thing this thing does out of the box is make better things for itself, which is kind of mental. But I mean, my whole thing with 3D printers was when I wanted one, they were like 2-3 grand, which was 5 odd years ago or something. And then now, this is the Ender 3. It's called is crazy. Was it £160, something like that? It's under $200.
Right,
it's ridiculous. But I've yet to get. I haven't got onto printing TPU yet, which is obviously the important bit. But that requires a little bit
for the hobby. It's the important bit. But
exactly. Yeah, just being able to make parts.
I'm so jealous of NJ, but because he's got a proper job, when he's not working, he can like spend all of this time doing the
playing with the toys.
Yeah, and like just honing it down. And like my prints come off so crappy that it looks like silly string, when I print off. So
more ejaculation than extrusion.
Yeah.
To put it into perspective, NJ's first print's a jet engine. Mine was first a cube. But like the layers shifted, so it's like a cube that's turned into a rhombus, and then it's fallen off the edge.
Mine was a cat that's head kept falling off each time I printed it. So yeah.
But the king of printers here is Frank, isn't he?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, the Grandmaster.
Frank can print a jet engine that actually works and could be installed in someone's face.
Well, that's the easier bit, I think.
Yeah, I see a few people in the chat with CR10s, which is the same one that Andy's got, which is basically was one of the slightly bigger brother to the Ender, but very similar. I think it's got the same print head, the hot end, and the fan arrangement and shroud is all the same. But it's Creality, great company. What they're producing is quite amazing, really. But it's so affordable. If you're a hobbyist in our sector, drones, or I mean, just anything, you can print parts for your vacuum cleaner. You can.
I was
print
going to
parts
say,
for your car.
Did Dyson put bits on their web
Well,
page
they
that you can
won't,
print
but
them out? Or?
people tend to put things up that will fit a Dyson, and they call them a bison or something, just to get around the legality of it.
Isn't a bison a cow?
And Tony, you can print off a flashlight if you know.
Must get one for Christmas then.
Can't you print off a sex robot attachment for your Dyson?
Sex robot attachment. Well, someone's got to design it first. That's the thing.
I mean, you know,
designs for these things.
Depending on your dimensions, do you need to print? It depends whether you need to print. Sometimes they just work, don't they? You know, the biggest problem is Henry the Hoover because it's got a face on it. You should...
Stop touching me, Henry.
You should never put a face on something that has got the ability to suck.
Isn't it a smiling face as well?
It's a very happy face.
Not the one in Andy's house.
It's got crying, got tears in it.
It is the worst feeling ever. Anyway, let's carry on. Moving swiftly on.
Oh dear.
He's got very into cleaning his room after his last breakup. Mum, don't disturb me. Sorry.
So are we thinking about doing an LDO fly-in type event fairly soon? Is that still going to happen? What do we think?
That's Frank's spot before he loses his spot.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
That's coming up soon, and then we've got an LDO road trip we're all going on,
which hopefully I can join. And this is going to be in April, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
I think next year, now that we've done a couple of meetups and realised how much fun it is because like at the UK drone show, every spectator I spoke to said, it's crap here. And for me, it was one of the best days of the year because I got to see all of you guys and speak to subscribers. And I hadn't realized that when you look around, there's not much going on. So I think next year we need to get together more and, also film it and stuff like that as well. Because
I agree.
Yeah,
so I had the same comments in my video. Everybody that went said it was disappointing. Everybody that watched it and commented on it said that looked crap. And I was saying, yeah, I suppose it was. We were just there to hang out, and that was great fun. But the actual show itself might have been disappointing if you just went for that.
Yeah. Also, I think as well. I mean, I thought the show was pretty good. But Jack tells me that the guys that went a couple of years ago, you literally couldn't move.
A few years ago, it was bigger and better a few years ago.
I'd have hated that though, because I don't like huge crowds and lots of stuff. So I liked it. Yeah, I thought it was great myself. And so
did they have the racing like they did the last time?
They had the racing, but
racing was good.
The Korean pilots just floored everyone. From what I hear, was it Min Chan is his name?
Yeah, Min Chan.
Oh yeah, I know he is.
I looked at some of that.
On fire, man.
I looked at that DVR, and first of all, the breakup was just madness because it was indoors, like multipathing and stuff. Second of all, I thought like it was being sped up by about 7 times because I can see why. Some of the pilots that started off early, like Chad and Steele, very quickly gave up like racing and went to freestyle because these kids that are doing 7-second laps around something that would take me 2 minutes to get around.
It would take me like 5, and Frank would have to direct me, and he's fast when you see Banny and he's not smiling.
Well, Banny's 16. Oh no, Banny's 18 now. So
yeah, Banny's legal, Toad. If you want to have a go.
I'm
I
not
was
gay, Jack. You should know that by now, Janet.
I was gutted I didn't get to see Bernie. I'm worried that he don't like me.
He
or
came
something.
fourth, didn't he? That just goes to show. At 18, you've had it. Your reactions have
You're
now
done.
slowed down.
That's
Yeah.
it.
I think Minchin.
Start
How old's
calling
Minchin
Yeller
now?
FTV.
I've been saying this all along. That's why I'm allowed to say I'm a rubbish pilot because I'm old. But I tell you,
No, you're not a rubbish pilot. You just crap at reviewing batteries, apparently.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't
Isn't
do.
Thomas Bitmarta's got to be 19-ish, 18, 19 now? He's still king of the pile, isn't he?
I
He
don't
didn't
think.
win the
Yeah,
Australian, though.
I don't think it's the age. I think it's the number of people and the amount of practicing that they do. Really, I don't think. I don't think age has got much to do with it. I mean, Gary does quite well, and Gary is an older gentleman, isn't he? So
Yeah.
Make him sound like he's 70.
how old is Gary?
A distinguished gentleman.
But he must be barely out of his 20s, surely.
He looks like he's just about in the 30s. I would.
I was gonna say he looks like he's
28
20.
most.
He's like MJ. He looks like he's 20, but he's like probably 49 or something. Like that.
Has anyone started watching the DR1 racing? It's all on YouTube now. If you didn't watch it on Sky or whatever, they've just put it on YouTube.
I'm really confused about all of these different leagues, and I didn't even know. UK Drone Show is iSeries. There's so many different ones, and there's DRL, but then there's DCL, and you're saying DR1.
That one. This is the one.
It's a miracle Tony can spell.
Shut up, Janet. This is the one where there's Flight 1, and there's like 5 different groups of 3 people against each other. It's just on YouTube now. It's really good. Really big tracks, carrying a GoPro, fast, fun, back to the old school. I'm really enjoying it.
You know what I find really weird though? I watched the multi GP live, and they get like 30 viewers, or like at most 100 viewers. Why aren't there thousands and thousands watching it? You know, that's what I don't understand.
Well, you could say the same about Let's Drone Out, Andy, but
No, you can't. No, you can't, because how many viewers have we got at the moment? There's
63.
no guest on tonight, and there's 63 viewers. No, I've seen people with 50,000 subscribers not get that many viewers. So there's something about Let's Drone Out that people connect to. So be quiet.
Question for Tony, because I haven't watched any of this racing, but the normal problem with watching racing is it's really difficult to watch. How have they done DR1? Is it actually watchable?
It's watchable, definitely watchable.
Is this because the courses are very large, and so you don't have all these really complicated moves and swinging in around?
Yeah, they're big, long tracks, fast, full throttle, most of them. The stuff that I was doing like a couple of years ago, put your GoPro on top, make a big track and have fun. And then it all went all technical and boring, and I just never liked any of that. But these have been, it's really good to watch.
How is it filmed though? Do you see the DVR?
Basically they're watching the they have cameras on gates, and they have the GoPro footage to watch back.
Has anyone had the jarring experience of accidentally switching the TV on? Because now I've got an Apple remote. It's so easy. The TV just comes on automatically if I breathe near the remote control. But has anyone seen the Swatch advert?
What's a TV? Was that something in the 90s or something?
It's something that Tony's breaking the law against. And he threatened the TV man with his dog.
And it works, because they're not coming back for another 2 years.
I hear if you just don't answer the door, they just go away.
Yeah, that
Well,
works.
Tony's got another reason to not answer the door and hope that she goes away.
Wait, Janet, I've got pictures of you.
I've got video of you.
If it's a she, it might be worth buying a TV license, Tone. Let her come in, check out your equipment, if you know what I mean.
I don't think she wants to watch the TV. I think she wants to get watched.
Somebody's asking what I'm drinking. It is Aldi's own Vive Coca-Cola.
Oh my god, that's like the equivalent of roller cola, isn't it? Anyone
Because
old
you
enough to
can't get
remember that?
actual Coke up north. You have to get Aldi.
But
Well, no, Coke up north means something completely different. It's like Chisel down south.
I don't know how Aldi do it, but they are the you know how like in China they clone everything. Aldi do that, but with food products, and somehow manage to make it cheaper and better. And that is what this is. It tastes.
I just add load of sugar into it.
Did you say urine then?
No,
Yeah, but it's really nice. But yes, it's Aldi because believe it or not, it
This
doesn't make.
episode sponsored by Aldi.
Oh yeah, other brands are available, but Lidl's quite dirty, so I'd avoid that one.
So, a drone-related thing, just quickly while we're here.
SpaceX.
Did anyone spot on T Motors' Facebook page? Because I nudged Andy about it last night. Said, "Oh, look at this." T Motor released their own little 2.5-inch. I think it's a 2.5 or slightly smaller, a 1.9. And by bringing prop guards out, they suddenly makes them an indoor friendly, which I don't really think it does. But anyway, yeah, they brought out that little kind of mini thing. Which
HD, isn't it?
It's got the split in, but basically it looks like it's just a diatone model, which is the first thing Andy said to me, because I think you've reviewed that one, haven't you, Andy?
I reviewed it today actually, and I couldn't get it flying very well at all. But if we're talking about cloning and copying, I would imagine it would be the other way around, in that the T-Motor one came first. I would, but I don't know.
I mean, they don't.
My lawyer tells me to say that allegedly, I don't know which one came. Is it the chicken or the egg? We don't know.
Well, I mean, T-Motor don't really do anything other than motors, right? I mean, that's their thing. So they probably have gone to Diatone and said, "We've got some great tiny little motors. What can we put it in?" And then call it
nice
ours.
props out there.
I mean, they were quite forthcoming about. Well, I say they were. They didn't initially put it, but their slogan was "The future is now," and then someone put under it, "You mean the future is Diatones," which everyone laughed. And then they said, "Yes, we've done this with Diatone." And then you look at the two side by side; it's pretty much identical.
So they have worked with Diatone then.
Yeah, but with the mini T-Motor motors, I guess. So yeah, interesting.
That is weird because Diatone's version comes with what they are calling Mamba motors, and they're made by 3B. I know all of this because I speak to. So it's weird that they've done that. Why didn't they just?
Well, as MC Creations points out, T-Motors have been making motors even with Racer Star, because I've actually got a set of those little Racer Star T-Motor.
Yeah. I
haven't put them in anything yet, but yeah, you're absolutely right. I've still got to load those into something and check them out. But I did chat with Nick Burns, and he did fly them quite heavily, and he really rated them. He said they're actually really good. So I'm looking forward to trying those little motors out. But our T-Motor, did they used to be Tiger Motor?
Yeah.
Remember that? Right. I did wonder, because my first ever quad from 7 years ago, that had Tiger Motor. Yeah, they were Tiger Motors, and I always thought, is that who T-Motors are?
Yeah.
And he dawned on me today. Okay, interesting.
Is for Tiger.
Yeah, I actually just assumed that T-Motor was like an abbreviation for Tiger Motor all this time.
Yeah, I did wonder. I wish I hadn't spelled that.
And Fat Shark used to have a logo with a really fat shark.
And Janet, well, she used to have.
I think that's fat shaming towards sharks, and I don't agree with it. I'm a social justice warrior for sharks.
Frank, do you want to quickly change the subject with whatever you wrote in chat, please?
Bloods put in the chat. There's an LDO exclusive bit of news. The Archon,
which is,
and if you'd like to sue us for leaking your information early, email Andy at rcchannel@gmail.
I've got enough lawsuits going on. No, thank you.
Sorry, Frank. Carry on.
I did actually watch Bud's little video he done. It was like in front of the camera.
I'm going to say this right here, right now, is that Bloods has promised me he's going to be visiting NJ Towers to hand deliver Archon V2 number 1, and we're going to build it, go out and test fly it here. I'm super excited about it because anyone who follows my channel knows that the Archons are my main freestyle frame. Love them a bit. So very excited for the V2 indeed.
I
So,
feel bad.
yeah,
I haven't built number 1. I'm really, yeah,
That's
that's bad. I did fly the V1 though, and one of the best flying quads I've ever flown. So yeah, I
still, and both of my 5-inch and 6-inch Archon are both still on the original arms. So I've flown them for the best part of a year, and neither of them
Yeah, but you don't crash.
any damage. I do occasionally. I cry for a bit and then try and learn from it and not do it again.
What do you crash and then cry?
Have you crashed the Archon? How does it react?
Oh, it's brilliant. I mean, the bit that I think is a real genius part of the Archon design, which I'm pretty sure Bloods has kept in the newer one, is the way that the frame has various bracing, kind of like the front of an F1 car. You've got these horizontal braces that the vertical slots of the camera pod go into. So what it's doing is very cleverly distributing impact force across 3 layers, not just in one area and focusing somewhere to fracture it. It's really good at dissipating impact from a front, from a front-on impact. And you've got the TPU spikes on the front as well, which will help absorb a little bit. So it's just really, it's a well thought out frame, and it's doing everything that I want from a freestyle frame. So I'm very excited about V2. So yes, Bloods, you promised me you're coming up and we're going to do the build, so I'm holding you to it, my good man.
Yeah, it looks good on the pictures as well. Actually, on the subject of that, when you're talking about what has changed, that's something else that has changed, and I'm going to take full credit for this because no, actually, the LDO guys should take credit for this because the last couple of years or so, all of the RTF bind and fly, plug and fly kits that have been available, they have all been race copters, and I always thought, oh yeah, race copters are better because they're lighter, they're faster. You can still stick a GoPro on, but you get the props in shot. And then me and Tone went to those cooling towers, and
off, you little tight friend.
Jack's just jealous because he couldn't come, but Jack,
it's fine.
Jack couldn't come because he had to go to the doctors. Otherwise, he would have come. but anyways, to get back on topic.
Fine, I love Frank more.
To get.
Oh.
Wait a minute. Has that just upset Curry Kitten? Because I thought Curry Kitten was your best mate.
Yeah, that's his new favourite.
We love Frank the most, though, don't we? Let's face it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's fine. I rung you last night.
Yeah, to moan about blowing stuff up.
Yeah,
oh, we've got another marriage back there.
Girlfriend.
It's sounding like a love triangle to me. No, but anyway,
The love hexagon.
Anyways, right.
Love albatross. Love albatross. Anyone get that?
Yep.
When we went to those cooling towers, and you know what, like MJ as well has been saying for such a long time, you need a freestyle rig, and I always said to him, what do you need a freestyle rig for? Blah blah blah, and like they're too heavy and all of this business, and I wasn't willing to listen. And then
it took him 2 hours to stop flying like a test pilot. It was all these like jerky movements, and every maneuver was to see whether you got prop wash.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
you
God,
guys. This is why I say you guys have had a big influence on this, because I've
lost orientation because there's no dog shit bin.
Jack said something to me that really like because I'd always flown on my own, and when I got back from flying with you guys in April, when I got back from flying with Tone from the towers, the footage looked crap compared to what you guys had got with your freestyle copters. And I then realized that there's a big need for freestyle copters. See, my opinion of freestyle copters was that they're too heavy, which makes them slow, and you get we've got these race copters that are much faster. Speed is more important, and flying with you guys got better footage than me. And like Jack just referred to, because I'm a reviewer, when I'm flying, I'm never trying to like get rid of the oscillation. I'm trying to make it do an oscillation to show. I'm trying to show you the crap side of things. And so anyways, what I did was, after we all did that, is I took my Kiss Alien build and I updated it. Whose phone? Someone phone ringing?
NJ, don't worry about it.
Oh, it's all right.
It's probably some sort of record label.
Do not say the S word, whatever you say. Anyways, yeah, no, I built. It's a shame because this is NJ's question.
We'll just wait. We'll waffle on.
We can waffle on.
I'm sorry to be this guy and scare the shit out of you guys, but any of you done your 2018 review videos?
Review videos?
I
normally do a 2018, all of my flights muddled into one.
Yeah.
I haven't started it yet, but
Normally
I do it every year.
Yeah,
I haven't done much this year though.
And I haven't
Actually, I have.
But no, this is going to be my in-between Christmas and New Year thing, as I'm not going to be here until Christmas now.
Evening, Ed.
I haven't even finished planning for the end of the week. Like getting to Christmas or New Year's or anything like that.
I didn't do like a mashup video, but I did kind of like a Christmas video yesterday. We did some cool stuff.
Tiny weeping through a tinsel.
Which again got so much hate because I used a track that I sang on.
It wasn't very Christmassy though, was it? It was like, wow, fuck Santa.
It had the word Santa in it. I think that makes it Christmassy.
It's a song from one of the biggest movies of all time. One of the biggest Christmas movies of all time, A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, right. Was it? Okay. I was just like, this is not very Christmassy, Andy, but I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. It's Nightmare Before Christmas, which is about...
The Nightmare Before Christmas is your comment section.
Johnny,
Jesus Christ. I think we found the character of the internet.
Johnny Banton's in the chat.
Oh, hello, Johnny.
And Ed. Hello, lads.
Right. Anyways, now NJ's back. Can I finish?
There's just one tiny thing. I think we missed a question earlier. Actually, yeah. Finish your thing, Andy, and then we'll make sure we get this question answered that was asked earlier on today.
Well, anyways, I'll try and cut the story short, but basically, my footage came back crap. I was getting oscillations, and I realized that there is a need for a top mount freestyle copter, and I went back to my old Alien and built it. Sadly, one of the ESCs has exploded.
That's shocking for something that costs £5,000 to put together.
You're never, ever gonna let him live that video up, are you?
No.
I've had So I built, and now I'm building freestyle rigs, and to talk about like things that have changed. I keep mentioning in videos now that freestyle is important, and ever since I don't think this is a coincidence that ever since I've mentioned that, there are now loads of freestyle bind and fly RTF models coming out. In fact, the new Wizard.
I thought he's going to reach for his tinfoil hat.
The new Wizard is a freestyle copter with a top mount battery, and I think that is something that is going to change. There's like been so many.
You can only confirm it if Albert Kim says it.
Why is that? Because he's got more experience.
He has got a lot of experience and much.
Yeah.
Loads of experience, Andy.
Yeah, you
But
can't.
I thought he only dealt with 2 inches.
I
though.
think you need to respect his authority.
Yeah, he taught me not to do this, even though I find it quite fun. Ow.
Did you actually just do that then?
Should have picked up the 3X.
Yeah. Oh, and so my Kiss ESCs have turned up bloody 25 quid a pop, which is a pain.
Yeah,
expensive fireworks, those things, aren't they? CSCs. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
but they
no,
feel
no,
good
no,
though,
more
don't they?
fireworks.
This new Wizard, by the way, is 6S as well.
When are they going to release the Lizard Wizard? Because that's fun to say.
There's already a lizard. There's 2 lizards. You're not up on the lizards and the wizards.
And the first one was the best one. They all went a bit rubbish after that.
What we need is the wizard sleeve jack, I think.
Is that better, Frank?
So while I've got these 2 here to show you, these are my 2 original Archons. You might have to full screen me here, Andy. So that is the condition of this.
It is
and
nice, isn't it?
It's
Very
still
nice.
it's still in such good shape.
What's with the anal beads on the front of it?
The what?
Nothing. Did I say that out loud?
That's the crash protection. And then here's this. I don't know if you can just about see. You've got the 3 different layers that all do a great job on a frontal impact of absorbing shock. So yeah, it's been such a good frame. And then I've got also the 6-inch one, which is this guy, which has also been.
Are they UK supplied and made?
Yeah. Well,
there you go, lads.
The parts are, I believe, it's Armatan carbon for this version. I think that's about to change to another supplier now for a different carbon. But I mean, Chris is very stringent about making sure that he gets the parts and quality that he wants from the carbon and the materials that go into it. But yeah, it's all put together, it's all designed, it's all done by
UK guys.
Yeah.
The 6-inch, was that the one that you stuck the HGLRC stack in and got it flying proper, or is that a different one?
That's this one. Let me get the strap out the way here.
You struggled with that one for a while, didn't you? With the
I did until
I
put this flight controller in it, and it's been just unbelievable. There we go. I can just about see it. But that is a 20 by 20, 20 by 20 stack in the middle of that 6-inch quad, and I've run this up to 5S, and it has been absolutely fine. No heat issues. It's just, and I've got a 4-part test video on this 20 by 20 4-in-1 stack. So we're talking the whole stack, VTX, F4, flight controller, everything in that whole stack comes to 11 grams, and it is working beautifully in this 6-inch quad and on a 5S. And yeah, I've got 4 or 5 videos on that series with this quad and the journey you went through.
That's
incredible, really.
That's another thing I was going to mention then as well.
UK.
A trend that has changed is 6, 7, and 8-inch copters are like becoming really popular. I was really surprised because they sent me a freestyle 7-inch RTF model that is 6S, and I didn't think anything of it. It was raining. I thought, oh, I'll just see how it goes on 6S, and then it's got like 15,000 views already, and it's so I think people are really interested in. It's funny, people are really interested in bigger quads and smaller quads.
Yeah, see, the 6, since I've got that 6-inch dialed in. Sorry, there's a few people asking in the comments what that stack was. It's the F40 stack that's in this, the 20 by 20 F40.
F440. It's
F440. There you go.
Yeah. V2.
It's crazy how small it is. Yeah, the V2. And yeah, everyone. Well, a lot of people saw this going, didn't think it was going to do it.
86 quid, I think it costs.
Yeah, it's been amazing. The fact that it's been in this 6-inch build, and I've just smashed the throttle with this and had so much fun with it, and it's still absolutely perfect. And in fact, Fitz at HGLRC got back to me after seeing those videos because he was super nervous that I was doing this, putting 5S on a 6-inch, and he was like, no, it's designed for a 5-inch quad with 5-inch props, and 4S is the max. And I was like, dude, amps are amps. You've said it's rated for 200 amps, so I'm going to test it for 200 amps. Stop bitching. But I did, and I mean, it's kind of worrying that he came back so shocked that his product worked that well. But I'm guessing he's more of a marketing guy than a tech guy. But anyway, it works fantastically. And then after that, he said, I've been chatting with our tech guys. We actually think this will handle 6S. We've tested it and it's good. Do you want to do a 6S test next?
Did anyone catch him
a
saying
mouthful.
sex test?
Yeah,
Sex pest. Sex pest is what I said, which is talking
One
directly
thing-
to you.
One thing that I noted about it as well is because it's got 32-bit ESCs, I did manage to find its limit, but it cut out rather than catching fire.
Yeah, it will just self-protect, which is brilliant. That's what you want. I'd rather it dropped out the sky, cooled down, and then worked again, and you know where its limit is. But I mean, that was a summer's day, massively high kV for the voltage as well, wasn't it? It was something
I think I put 51, 52 props on it. It was a 5S and it was a 90 degree.
What was the when the KV's quite high though? They weren't like a 1900 kV. They were somewhere.
Oh no, they were like 2700.
2700 kV. That's nuts.
I like to stress testing. People say
That's a good stress test.
People say to me, "What do you do with all your drones?" I'm like, "What drones? They catch fire." Man. Actually, it didn't catch fire. All that happened was the temp, because it got a temperature gauge, and you saw it. You said you were like, "What temperature were your ESCs running at?" I think it read 120 degrees C at the point it cut out.
It was somewhere up there. It was crazy high because even mine on 5S, 4 and 5S, with me gunning the throttle for a good, 15 seconds, just popping straight up. You'll see the highest mine gets temperature-wise is like 63 degrees, something like that. So when I saw yours cut out at 120, I was like, well, I'm pretty happy with the performance of this.
Yeah, I really pushed it, but that was what they asked me to do, and it's still it's still on the wall. It still flies. It's so that's the advantage of 32-bit, I guess, is the current limiting and the temperature cut off and that all of that stuff. People say, "Oh, should I get a BL Halley S or BL Halley 32?" And I say 32 now, just because the fact that it's essentially a smoke stopper.
Yeah, it's a current limiter. Just the minute everything gets too much, it shuts off and saves your gear, which is a great idea. And I've had nothing but good luck with BL Heli 32 so far. It's all been a pretty smooth experience for me.
Actually, the very first time it came out, I tried some. I can't remember the when they first came out, they were dodgy as anything. But that's the same with any tech, isn't it?
Yeah.
And now they're refined and 32-bit. Yeah.
Hello, Brazil.
I'd always go for 32-bit.
We got some people from Brazil.
Right, guys.
In the chat.
Should we call it there? It's time.
Are you not having fun, Jack?
No, it's an hour.
You got to be somewhere else.
Someone donate so we can set light to Janet's hair.
I'm really sorry for yawning, but I was up all night trying to get this to work, and I hate it.
What is it? What is that? Is that?
Oh, I love that thing. What hasn't never
not
flown?
the gimbal. I have spent enough hours with that.
Do you want to hear more about that?
No.
The bonus pod might be on.
Does the bonus pod have free fireworks?
Yeah.
Is that storm gimbal, Jack, that you've been trying to work for 3 years?
Yeah, I didn't go bed till 5.
Is it working?
No, it's not. No.
Great comment that's coming. What's happened to LDO? People are talking about quads.
Well, NJ come back. That's what's happened.
Well, if you watch
while the cat's away, this says everything to me.
If you watch the first 20 minutes, you might.
NJ.
There's no drones. But funnily enough, I don't know if you guys. I mean, we all saw Ash at the NEC drone show with his Osmo. The amount of people that I've seen saying that I'm buying one and that's going on my mini quad. That could be interesting, couldn't it?
It could.
Yeah. So I got what's the word? I've got one coming on the way. That's all I will say. So I might try that. Yeah,
I'd like to see that.
A 3D printed part with one of them on the front. The only problem is, of course, what happens when when you start doing acro and all of that business, you know.
I think it might wig out a bit, but it'd be nice for a long range cruiser having that on the front.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, maybe it could be an opportunity to build your own, you know, maybe a bit more, you know, smaller DJI style, you know, using the Vector.
Wouldn't it be good
like
if DJI just brought out a tiny little gimbal for quads, 4 or 5 inch quads?
Yeah, but they don't need to, because they're rolling and
well, I know they don't need to, but they could, and probably could make some money off of it.
They don't care about us. We are not there even in their category, despite them being at the drone show.
Well, and they did put the live feed on top of the quads at wherever it was the other day in somewhere abroad.
Oh, yeah.
Where was it, Frank?
There was a
they
race
put
in Shenzhen,
they put live streaming on there. So.
Maybe I'm just being too harsh on them. It just seems that they've been very focused on not us.
Question from earlier that I think didn't get answered. Just a quick one. Scott Bishel wants to know best FR Sky receiver for 5-inch quads. My personal opinion, my default is always the XM Plus, because I have everything I need from a telemetry point of view. I don't need telemetry back to the radio. I have everything I need in the OSD. If I can't see I've gone too far, you know, or if I start getting bad video, so the XM Plus is always the way I like to go. If you need telemetry and you don't use the OSD, then probably, what would you guys say, RXSR probably, for being small? And
no, I hate the antennas on that.
It's funny you say that, because I've been really struggling on all of my copters that are running the RXSR. The RSSI figure gets low very quick, and I'm talking like it'll read 100 when it's right next to it, but then if you're 30 meters out, it's reading 50 dB. Now, when I've read online, people have been saying that the RSSI works differently for the RXSR, and it's more of a case of it going down to 0 before you lose your feed, rather than it going down to 40 and you lose.
Yeah, they all seem to scale them in a different way. TBS do with their LQ, and I think what we all want as pilots is something that's linear, 0 to 100%, or as linear as possible. But when you're dealing with decibels, that's a non-linear scale. So that's going to translate to be something different in terms of what you're seeing in figures, not necessarily translating to a linear 0 to 100% thing. But that's like, as far as the endpoint goes, we want to be able to look and see 35% should be turning around. That's you know, but that's not what we have. So yeah. They all seem to do it a little differently.
Yeah, so our RXSR, I mean, great receiver, a little bit expensive. What I find strange as well is I think the RXSR, isn't it like 20 quid or something like that?
It's cheap. I think the thing is, as well, is obviously it's super, super tiny. I know a few people have mentioned the X4 RSB. They're quite a bit chunkier, aren't they? They're the older ones, but they were just so damn reliable, and they worked so well. So I do get that. I mean, for me, I'm an OSD guy, so the XM Plus just does everything I need to do. It's super light, great diversity reception. You know, make sure you mount the antennas at 90 degrees to each other. That's my only pet hate with people who mount their antennas like this out the top, because it looks cool, but actually does nothing for your diversity. Make sure they're at 90 to each other. And then you'll have a great time, pretty much.
But what I was getting at is the XM Plus is about 12 quid, right? The RXSR is 20 quid, but the R9M, the long range one, is also about 12 quid and does full telemetry and all of that business.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I think they're trying to push that, but it's not quite ready for us.
I think the other problem as well with the long range stuff, I think TBS do a good job with things like the Immortal antenna, which you can see mounted here on mine, and there's the suitable place to put it. Generally speaking, they're just a pain in the arse to mount the antennas, the long range stuff. So really, it's about getting the right antenna solution mount for your.
Free Sky have just sorry, FR Sky. People go mad when I say Free Sky, but I say Free Sky because that's how Bruce used to say it.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. It's a Bruce thing, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. They've brought their own immortal antenna out. It's probably called the Remortal or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks very similar to me to the
It's just
immortal
called
one.
T antenna, but it is in the shape of a T. A bit. I'm just looking for what I had around here.
It's called
I was gonna say, I
It's
think
exactly the same thing.
you've extensively covered the differences and comparisons, haven't you, Kerry?
I have. I've reviewed many antennas and the difference between their regular antennas and their T antenna, which looks an awful lot like an immortal antenna, is all.
Have you got the Flex stuff working properly yet?
No,
Well,
because I didn't want to go onto the beta version of OpenTX to run it.
Oh, you still have to do that. Do you know what? Right, it's bricked my Tyrannus doing that. Do not use a nightly build. It bricked it. Eventually.
I think I remember you saying that, and I thought, well, maybe I'll wait. But I do hear from other people that there's a problem with the adaptive power. It sounds like when the power changes, that there's like this cut-off period where people are thinking this anyway. It goes through, it changes power, and there's this small cut-off where it's like, oh, I fail safe and falls out of the sky, which is not very useful.
What? And it does the same for the FCC version as well, then? Because all people were saying to me was, "Oh, I've been using R9 for a year now," but they were like,
yeah, all the people are saying I've been using R9 for a year and it's fantastic, are not using the R9mm. They're using the other, I think the R9 Slim and the ones like that, which have antenna diversity, and the other R9, which are completely different, and they've got much more developed firmware. I don't know how FreeSky got this so wrong. Well, they pushed this out there, and it's just not. It's not. Well,
it's got problems. Yeah, I still say this is why I'm a TBS fan. I know they're a bit more money, but I've not had one single issue with any TBS thing I've ever had in terms of long range. It just works. It just works.
Right. I'm going to set fire to things. Right. Ken's got to go, or he'll never come on the show again because.
Who's got to go?
I've got to go. Because I'm traveling tomorrow, and my wife is texting me. She's sending me all these abusive pictures, which I can't show you on my phone. So you have to come and finish packing. I said, "Don't worry, we'll be finished by 9."
Can Patreon see them pictures?
No.
Right,
Okay.
thank you. You've been listening to Let's Draw Now. If the rest of the guys agree, we'll do the bonus stream today. If not, we'll do it next week. But you've been joined by Andrew / Frank.
Bye.
Andy RC.
Good evening.
NJ Tech.
Good to see you all again. See you soon.
He's so sexy. Bumble Tony.
Girls' Night is the 3rd of January. Girls' Night 2.
Who have we got confirmed?
We've got guests. They're girls and they're coming.
Are they FPV girls or are
They are.
just people
They're
that
not just girls I've hired.
Are they off Bumble? You've gone right.
And
right.
Curry
They're FPV girls.
I'm sure after that dodgy intro, some of them have just cancelled now. It's like Tony, girls coming.
I've been bright until I fly. Thank you all for your lovely donations. Thanks to all our Patreons. You guys are amazing. You keep this shit show afloat. You guys are the best. Thank you. Good night. Sorry, Andrew / Frank, for the.